Hello YouTube, welcome back to the Every Closet. My name is Stephanie along with my partner Ethan. We are two full-time resellers. We sell used clothing on places like Poshmark and eBay. Let us know if you have any requests for content about any of that. And in today's video, we're going to be doing a what sold video. I haven't actually done a what sold video that's very comprehensive in a while. I did do our top 10 sales of 2023 so far. I don't think I've gone over any of the sort of bread and butter over $50 sales that we've gotten. What I'm going to do in this video is go over the Q1 sales. So January, February, March sales that are over $50, but not in those top 10. If you're curious about the top 10 sales, Ethan can link that wherever it goes. And that's a great video too. So I'm not going to go over every single thing that sold over $50 in Q1 because that would take forever. So I'm just going to be picking out half of them. And as per usual, I don't usually do bundles. It's very hard in my brain even to sort out what exactly each item sold for in a bundle. Let's go into it because apparently this is going to be long. Let's start with the US closet. So one of the first sales of the year, we had these Adriano Goldschmied ex-boyfriend slim dark blue vintage wash jeans in a size 27. These sold for $53 US. I think that gives us $40 US after posh fees. These were consignment items, so from one of our consignment clients, we didn't have any cost of goods into them, and so we just split that in half with them. I've said it before and I'll say it again, Adriano Goldschmied, some of their jeans can do quite well over $50, and some you can't get people to take them off your hands for like $15. It depends on the style and the recency and a bunch of other factors. So look up specific comps before you pay, I don't know, $17.99 or whatever for a pair of Adriano Goldschmied jeans. I was recently at the thrift store. I saw 2 to 3 pairs. I didn't buy any of them because none of them were profitable in my opinion. Next was this New At Tags Adriana Papel Rio Blue Knit V-neck draped midi dress. This was in a size 12 and it was new at Tags. I picked this up at a consignment store for $14 and it sold for $58 US, giving us $46 US after fees. And yeah, I love that flip. I think I said it in the Bolo alphabet in A, and I'll say it again. Adriana Papel dresses can be worth picking up. I would never pick up like their t-shirts, any of that, but a New At Tags dress can hold some value. And so if your cost of goods is low enough, I wouldn't skip it. People need dresses, and Adriana Papel is a reasonably good brand at making them. Next was this We the Free Apollo military jacket in two-tone olive green. This was in a size small. This sold for $62 US. Fantastic. I love it so much. Oh, this person says, perfect transaction. Can't wait to wear the Free People jacket. Thank you. That's so kind. Anyway, for $62 US, so we made $49.60 US after posh fees, which is fantastic because I bought this for $20, I believe. I don't remember exactly, but it would have been somewhere around $20 at Value Village, you know, a few months back. And by a few months back, I mean a few months back from January. So a few months back indeed. But that was a great flip. I like how that went. And yes, moving on. Next was a Lululemon Sun Shavasana wrap. Shavasana? Shavasana. I don't know. In rare heathered. Why did I say rare? Maybe this was the name that they called it of the color. Weird. Anyway, in a rare heathered Tofino teal, size medium. So when I say medium, I mean their knit sweaters don't have size dots, and I'm guessing based on the measurements. So medium means to me like a 6 to an 8, and in Lululemon in particular. A large would be like a 10 to 12. A small would be like a 2 to 4, somewhere in there. And then extra small would be 0. Extra large would be 14 or above, etc. It sold for $56. I picked this up at Value Village, and I'm going to be honest, I don't remember quite what for, but often when I'm picking up sweaters at Value Village that are Lululemon, they don't realize it's Lululemon. So this could have been as low as like $8, but it could have been as high as like 16, and I still would have bought it. After posh fees, we make $43.08 US, and I would have paid a maximum of $16 for sure. I wouldn't pay more than that for a Lulu cardigan. But I'm actually hoping I paid like 10. Next is a pair of Tory Burch Ollie Black tan suede polka dot wedge strappy heels. I love my titles. They're so over the top. In a size 6. So the size 6 hurt these bad boys, but they were in like new condition. These were from our consignment client, as a lot of size 6 like new condition designer shoes are, and they sold for 64 US dollars, giving us 49.48 US dollars to split in half with that consignment client. So I would have wanted a bit more if they were a size 7 or 8 or 9, especially like an 8 or a 9. That's like an average shoe size, but given they were a size 6, 64 US, I was happy with that, and we gave her half of that money. Next was an Adidas Ivy Park Drip 2.2 knit tank ribbed bodysuit in black and yellow in a size small. This sold for 78 US dollars. Ivy Park by itself, not so high of a value. Adidas by itself, unless it's really cool and unique, not so high a value. But Adidas Ivy Park, yes, that can have some good value. So this sold for 78 US dollars, giving us 62.40 in US dollars after Poshmark. And I bought this for $15 at a consignment store. So very happy with that. Next, we have a pair of Dr. Martens 1460 Pascal brown leather boots. And I added the keyword steampunk to these. Steampunk gold studded. Because, okay, first of all, I could not find these anywhere online. So I just went with our photos. Our photos were nice enough. They sold, so what? But yeah, I couldn't find this style anywhere. And I do think things with like little bronzy studs, especially if the studs have holes in them, fall into the steampunk genre of like hashtags and things. Anyway, these sold for 75 US dollars, which was fantastic for us because we only paid 15. They're in pretty condition at the thrift store, but Ethan worked his leather magic and made them a lot better. And so, yeah, the person 5-star rating, awesome boots, very quick shipping. We don't actually ship that quick, but it worked out well for them, I guess. And yeah, and they were in a size 6. So it was pretty good, but we didn't pay so much for these at the Value Village, and we earned after Poshmark 60 US dollars. So that was a great flip. I got kind of worried about them when I couldn't find the style, but I shouldn't have worried. Doc Martens, always a good time. Next was this Coach nylon packable weekend tote and clip. I don't know what that means, but there's like a mini bag inside of the big tote bag. Anyway, it sold for 79 US dollars, giving us 61.48 after posh fees. I think I paid 30 Canadian for this at a consignment store. So that would have given us, I'm not sure exactly, like a $40 Canadian profit. Awesome, love it. Moving on. Next was an IRO Nuitags Natessa blushing blue sequined short sleeve tee in an EU size 38, so like a medium-ish, smallish medium. This sold for 78 US dollars, giving us 62.40 in US dollars after posh fees. And I bought this, I'm not exactly sure for what, you guys. Let's estimate it at 20 Canadian dollars. I would have paid up to 30 Canadian dollars because it was new tags, but I don't think I had to. I remember this being like pretty cheap and me being like, yeah, we're going to buy that, obviously. So I think probably around 20 bucks for that. Next was a New Tags Kith Avery tights in Poise taupe tan leggings, women's size medium. These were new tags. That's why I picked them up for $15 or $20 at a consignment store. It's been a while now. My memory only goes back so far, but I'm sure that's what it would have been. They sold for 75 US dollars, giving us 60 US dollars. God, I love US dollars. After fees. And a fairly good profit. So very happy with those. Let's see, let's skip some of these if they're only just a few dollars over 50. We have a New Tags Kate Spade Carry watercolor abstract print dress. It was New Tags Kate Spade dress and a size 12. This sold for 100 US dollars, giving us 80 US dollars after fees, and this was only $20 at a consignment store. I totally get why. This took a long time to sell. The tag on it said something over $300, and so I wasn't really going under 100, but it took a while for anyone to even want it. I think it helped that it was a size 12. That helps. But yeah, it was a great profit. I'm really glad it's gone. And so bye-bye. Next was this Tags Shoshana Ink Blue Pleated Crewneck Ruffle Hem Mini Dress in a size 2. I got this at Value Village, which was great to see a Tags Shoshana dress. I believe it was $25. It sold for 120 US dollars. Amazing. And so after fees, that's 94.28 US for us, which I love. So a good profit on that as well, and I'm just thrilled with it. Next was a Wooden Ships Sunday, like that's what it said on it. Sunday, light blue boat neck, drop shoulder, oversized knit sweater. A size small, but very oversized. This sold for 65 US dollars, giving us 52 US dollars after Posh fees. I'm not gonna lie, you guys, I don't remember where I got this or what I paid for it. That's so weird. My memory's starting to go. Am I aging? This would have made the top 10, but I think it was after I filmed that video, so cool. Next, a Boutique Moschino black and white cotton bow intarsia print short sleeve dress. This was so cute. I love this thing. It sold for 250 US dollars. Woo woo. That would have totally made our top 10 had it not happened after I filmed the top 10. Our earnings from that are 200 US dollars, and this cost me $40 at a consignment store. That's so much profit. That's a great time. Okay, next was this All Saints Spitalfields distressed leather jacket in a men's size small. This sold for 125 US dollars, giving us 100 US dollars that we then split with the consignment client who gave us that. So we were very grateful for that item when we were going through their consignment things. Next, we have a Rag & Bone Black Nancy crochet open knit t-shirt in an extra small. This sold for 64 US dollars. Awesome. That was higher than I expected, if we're being honest. And I think I paid like 10 to 15 at a consignment store because I kind of expected this to sell for like 40 bucks. Our earnings from that are 49, 48 US dollars. Probably goes back to around 60-ish dollars Canadian. And yeah, just a great flip. So Rag & Bone can be very hit or miss. I don't usually pick up their jeans unless they're like super modern or new with tags or something like that, but most of their other items I am still picking up. Okay, next was this Ted Baker Tatty textured red-orange cap sleeve zipper dress in a size 3, I believe, which is around like a medium large in Ted Baker. This sold for 70 US dollars, giving us 54 US dollars or around 70. I got this at a consignment store for $25. They've raised their prices, but they're still undervaluing Ted Baker. Please don't watch this. None of you watch this. I need you to keep doing that. It's like my favorite bread and butter brand for our closet. Okay, moving on. Next was a Lululemon Vintage Après Soft Shell Rain Trench Coat in a size 6. This sold for 82 US dollars, giving us 65.60 after Posh takes some, which was fantastic because I got this for $20 at a Value Village. That's great. I kind of thought it'd sell for more like 50, like maybe even 50 Canadian. I was worried about, but no. People still like these old style après yoga, après soft shell jackets from Lululemon, and it was in good condition. It had its belt and everything, so yeah, that went quite well. Nice, nice. Next were these Michael Kors Ava mid-height red suede ankle wrap heels. These are so cute. These were like new. We got these from those movie bags. I think we called it the weirdest haul on YouTube, and it was. There was a lot of like not weird stuff in there too, like these Michael Kors heels. They were like new. They're in a size 7, just like a cute red heel. Who wouldn't want that? These sold for 63 US dollars. And I am over 100% sure, I am 900% sure that we are well past into profit for those bags already. Because we've sold one of the new Ted Baker dresses. We sold a pair of Demo Baza pants and like one more thing, I think. And that totally paid for all the bags. We paid $325 for all of the bags. I digress. This was in those bags. So I kind of think of this as all profit at this point. If we're going to count those old other sales as just like washes, those few like 3-4 sales, those can be washes and this can be profit. 50 US dollars of profit. Oh, I love that. Gosh, I need to message that girl and be like, hey, what's up? Next was a pair of AS98 black Nasser platform wedge braided leather slingbacks. You've seen me say this a billion times. This was one of our last pairs. It was in the size EU37, so I'm not surprised it took the longest to sell. That was the smallest size we had, like a 6.5. This sold for 100 US dollars, giving us 80 US dollars in our take home. And as per all of these, we paid $45 per pair at a consignment store. So 100 US dollars. It would have been around a $50 profit on those. Fantastic. Love it. And now we only have one pair left, I believe, and it's the new tags one. So that's also fair. I'll drop the price eventually. I priced it at like $250. Oh. Next was an Eileen Fisher black long line fleece flight jacket with a zipper front in a size large. Eileen Fisher jackets, awesome. Always. Especially because this one was like $17 at Value Village. Yes, it sold for 60 US dollars, giving us 48 US dollars after fees, or around like $60 in the end, which has got to be like a $40 profit. Amazing. I love it. Eileen Fisher can be very hit or miss with all of her items, but I would say the jackets are like the cream of the crop for Eileen Fisher items. This is my take. I will die on this hill. Actually, I don't feel like I need to. Anyway, next was a pair of... Were these mine? No, we found these at a thrift store. Was a pair of Vessi Everyday Move 2.0 sneakers in a size 9. We found these at a thrift store. I remember specifically. They were about 20 bucks at a Value Village. They were like new. And I was like, what are you doing here, like new Vessis? Get in my cart. These sold for 95 US dollars, giving us 76 US dollars after posh fees, or like a $70 profit. Hello. To be fair, I priced these at $95. Someone bought them full price. That never happens, but they were a size 9, fantastic size, new style of Vessis, in like new condition. Like there was nothing wrong with these. So I think there might have been like one tiny mark on like the shoelace or something. I wanted to say sleeve. No, shoelace. Anyway, that went as well as I could have imagined. So happy about that. And the person loved them, gave us 5 stars, and we're just all real grateful. Okay, next we have these Doc Martens Gold Glitter 1460 Pascal. You know, the classic lace-up ankle boots in a size 7. These, I think Value Village thought they were fake because they sold them to us for something like $25 or below. And I was like, they're still Doc Martens. What are you doing? So they sold them to us for, I'm not sure, but a maximum of $25 into these. And we sold them for 102 US dollars, giving us 81.60 after posh fees in US dollars, or around 100 Canadian or so, which is great. That gives us a $75 profit, which is about what I expect from Doc Martens if you're charging me under $40. Love it. Next was a pair of Lululemon Dance Studio Pant 3s, regular, lined, 32-inch in deep coal. You know, all the specifics. They sold for 68 US dollars, giving us 54.40. They were in a size 4, so that's pretty good price for a size 4 in my opinion. And we paid $20 for these at a Value Village, so giving us around $30 to $40 profit, something like that. Love it. Love it again. Loved it twice. Next, and I was so happy about this, a pair of Bally patent leather pointed toe pumps in a size 9. Oh my god, I held these for so long. I told you, Bally pumps, loafers, old classic shoes, dead to me. So dead to me. Even though these did sell for 61 US dollars. So we did make 48.80 US dollars, and I remember getting these at Value Village for a maximum of around $12. So yes, was that a fantastic profit? Yes. Did they take like a year to sell? Yes. And I'm not trusting it anymore. I mean, to be fair, they were in very good condition, and they're just, they're super classic black pumps, pointed toe pumps, like just so, like everyone wants a pair of these for their capsule wardrobe or whatever, and to know that it's Bally, it's good, like it's not going to break down or whatever, it's real leather, etc. But still, I'm done sourcing Bally shoes unless they happen to be very modern, like sneakers do really well, Bally belts do well, and I'm also, clearly, I just got it a few days ago, a pair of knee-high Bally boots, which, to be fair, those were $6. So, like, what did you want me to do? I digress. that sale worked out in the end, but holy crap, it was a long wait. So I'm not actually that thrilled about it. Next was an All Saints Anders crop denim jacket in a mix snow blue and pink. Sweatshirt and denim, like mixed media. I loved it. It was a medium. We got this at Value Village. They had priced it at $30. I think I got it for 30% off, but let's just call it $30. It sold for 70 US dollars, giving us around 70 Canadian, 56 USD after posh fees, and that gives us around a $40 profit. That is the least I would have accepted for this jacket, but it isn't one of their leather jackets, so it makes sense. It sold for a little bit less than $100. I just loved it. I thought it was so cute. I know it was $30 at Value Village, but I was like, I don't care. Mine. Next was a pair of Thursday Boot Company leather premium low top sneakers. So Thursday is a great brand. It's like a bolo brand, and especially their boots. But these were a pair of brown leather like sneakers for men. They were really cute and they were in a good condition. So I wanted to try them out. I'd never sold anything by Thursday before, but I knew about the brand and I knew that mostly I should be looking for their boots, but I didn't have a pair of their boots in front of me. I had these sneakers. Luckily, so they were $25 or so at Value Village. I remember they were at least 20 and at most 30. But they did sell for 65 US dollars, giving us 52 US dollars after posh fees, or around, yeah, like 65 Canadian. So at least we would have made our like a $35 profit at least. They might have been a little less than that, but let's not count those types of chickens before they're hatched. That made sense. Next is a Zarena Scout Gauzy Cotton Gauzy cotton button. Next is a Zarena Scout Gauzy cotton button-down shirt in navy blue, a size extra small. I think I've told you guys about Zarena before. It's a great bolo brand. I know I found shirts of theirs at consignment stores and also one at Value Village. Don't know which one this is. I'm willing to bet it would have been around the same price because when we shop at the consignment stores, it's on their like clearance racks and things like that. So obviously, I think they would have priced this at like 50-ish originally, but I know that we paid a maximum of $20 for it because I didn't want to go over that for the shirts. I think I passed on a few shirts that were like $29, and I was like, can't do it. But actually, that would have worked out here. This sold for 74 US dollars, giving us 59.20 US. Kind of goes almost back to like 74-ish in Canadian dollars. That was a fantastic flip for us because I know I paid about $20. My memory, it's not what it used to be, you guys. It's not what it used to be. Or maybe I've just like lost confidence because I heard myself say something wrong once and I don't know, like it was probably like a $5 difference or something, right? But I heard it and I caught it and I was like, you can't do this anymore. You can't tell them. Like, what if you can't make them think you're doing more, getting more profit than you are? You lying. Oops, that was a bit harsh. I caught it once and it was wrong, and I was like, oh no, it says right here that we paid this, but I said we paid this, and that was different by a few dollars, and I will perish. So I'm probably just less confident now in the memory. Next was a pair, and I was shocked by this, of Anthropologie Pilcrow on the letterpress, the Annie wide leg jeans. Oh, this is why I'm not surprised actually. New tags. So they were new tags in a neutral beige and they were a size 30. Okay, I'm not surprised by this at all. When you add in those factors, it makes sense. These sold for $60. I got these at a consignment store, I believe, for $25. Just a great old profit. 48 US dollars probably goes back to 60. And so pretty, oh, I've been texted by my employee. I should reply. Isn't it weird having employees? Do I seem like a boss? I don't think so. Anyway, except I know sometimes they watch these videos. Okay. Very professional. Next, there's another pair of AS98s in here. So we just kept selling them. These were a size EU38. They were the black ones. They were the same braided Nasser platform ones. They cost us $45 Canadian at a consignment store where we got like 11 pairs of them. It was amazing. These ones sold for 128 US dollars, giving us 102 US dollars after posh fees, or around 120 Canadian. So minus that, do the math, it's like a $60 profit? I don't know. I don't like to overcount. Next! And this would have been well past the top 10, so I know it wasn't in there. were these Prada black kitten heels with silver buckle, pointed toe, and a 6.5. These sold for $125 and these were a consignment item. So we split that with one of our amazing consignment clients. What are we splitting with them? 100 even. $100 even. Amazing. So yeah, that went pretty well. I kind of wish that they could have sold for more, but I understand they're not the most modern of Prada shoes and that Prada shoes aren't the pinnacle of what's best to sell from Prada. So I've been learning that over the last few years. I probably wouldn't pick these up today if, like, say they were $80 at a consignment store, but I would always probably pick up Prada at Value Village or consignment if they had them as low as like $20, $30. Yes, definitely. I can't justify paying up too much for Prada shoes. Whereas, like, if you give me some Louis Vuittons or some Christian Louboutins for $80, I'll buy those all day. Or if you give me some Valentino shoes and they have the spikes, I'll buy those. I'll buy all those things. But yes, in terms of shoes, Prada, I'm not paying up that much anymore. But I didn't have to pay for these, so that was fantastic. This was great. Here's another pair of AS98 brown bladed leather Nasser platform wedge heels. They were the brown color. These sold for $199. Ah. So I think someone bought them full price. I think that's what I priced them at. So amazing, lovely, gorgeous. These are in the EU size 40, so like a size 9.5, 10. Yeah, that gave us $150 million after Posh fees, which gives us like $200 Canadian essentially, which is cool because we paid 45, so that's over $120 or $30 profit, and I love it. I love it. That's one of the best profits on here. Yeah. Yeah, boy. Next was a Lululemon sundown sweater wrap in soft sand color. This is in the medium-ish, so like probably a 6 to an 8 based on the measurements we took and my guessing. But it's an open cardigan. This sold for $55, which was awesome. I remember this sweater. We had it in a haul. This is a great way to test. Okay, we had it in a haul, and I believe I paid $14 for it. I don't know why I think that, but that's what I think. So I think I paid $14 for it. Sold for $55, giving us around 55 Canadian minus 14, so around a $40 profit. Yeah, I remember finding this and being like, this is modern. I don't know why they priced this here, but I'm gonna go take it. So that sold pretty quick and it sold for a great profit. So happy. Next! I love this freaking dress. I just love the style of it. It would not fit me ever. But if it had, I actually might have kept this. I don't know where the heck I'd wear it. Okay, fine. It's a Roberto Cavalli red and black night garden mini dress with a plunging V-neck in a size EU 38. I don't know what they were doing this day. I mean, I guess putting things on sale. So that was it. But they had Roberto Cavalli dresses, like 3 or 4 of them, and they were all under $30. And I was like, 1, 2, 3. I'll keep going. So this was my favorite aesthetically, though. It's like red and gorgeous. It's got this like little corset kind of thing. Oh, it's so pretty. Anyway, it sold for $150. And so that gives us around 150 Canadian after Posh fees. And I only paid $30 for it. So that's over $100 profit. I'm very happy about that. And that's just the luck we have. Okay, so remember how I said we sold those Demo Baza pants? Turns out it was in March. So let's quickly go over those. Demo Baza women's olive green slouchy jogger stirrup cotton pants. I think I priced these at $150. Demo Baza, I don't really know what they're all about, but we got these in the movie bags. So I priced these at $150. Someone sent me an offer for $100 US, and I was like, yeah. So we got $80 US. I'm going to think of this as no profit sale because, as I've been saying, we're already into profit for those bags. So this is one of those items I've been counting towards that. So give it about $100 back from the $325. Now it's $225. Okay, next, we're a pair of On Cloud running black and white athletic sneakers in a size 7.5. These classic On Clouds, always a good pickup, or at least for now still. And they were in a 7.5. They were in really good condition. They sold for $68 US. I'm sure I would have paid at least 20 at Value Village, but also at most 30. They never go over 30, but they never go under 20. So I probably paid about $20 for these. $68 US gives us $54.40 US after fees. When you convert it, it's probably around 68 again, or like a $48 profit. Amazing. That is what I would totally expect from On Cloud running. They're just, or On Running. I don't know if the brand is On Cloud or On Running. I think it's On Running, but the shoes are called On Clouds. I don't care. Okay, let's just do like two more. Okay, next was a pair of Allbirds women's trail running SWT. I don't know what that means. Merino natural black running shoes in a size 8. We got these, I believe we got these when we went to the Valley Village boutique. So I do believe they were $20, but they were in really good condition. They sold for 68 US dollars, which is pretty much exactly the situation I just described. That means again, like a $48 profit. Amazing. I don't think all Allbirds can do quite that well, but these were in excellent condition. And they were trail running shoes, so not just like the regular everyday Allbirds. I'd be careful paying up for those. I don't think I'd buy those for $20. But these ones I decided to take a chance on, and it turned out pretty good. Was a MCQ by Alexander McQueen, cream ruffle sleeveless blouse in a medium, or approximate medium. This had some stains, but because of that, it was so cheap at the consignment store. Like, I'm talking under $20 for Alexander McQueen. So I was like, yeah, someone still wants this. And thankfully, I wasn't completely wrong. It sold for 64 US dollars, giving us 50 US dollars after Posh fees, or at least a 30, no, because then it converts back. So at least a $40 profit. Amazing, glorious. I took a chance on it. Sometimes some brands and some stains in some situations are okay to pick up. And I thought this would be, and thankfully it was. So that was awesome. Look, guys, there's more stupid AS98 Nasser wedges in here. Like 2 more. Apparently we sold all of them in Q1. That makes sense to me. We don't need to keep going over it though, do we? All right, let's do Kate Spade New York Stevie Cherry Red Gramercy baby diaper bag in one size because it's a purse. We got this at a consignment store, I think because it was a diaper bag. They had it priced at like $20, $30. It sold for 96 US dollars. Cool. That was a bit higher than I expected, not gonna lie. Giving us $76.80 after Posh fees, or around 96 in Canadian, so that gives us around a $60 profit. Thank you so much. A pair of Isabel Marant Basley Camel Brown Suede Moccasin Tassel Ankle Boots. These were in EU37. They weren't in the best condition, but because of that, they were $15 at a consignment store, or maybe even 12. Like, it was ridiculous. So I was like, what am I supposed to do? Leave Isabel Marant here for this? No. We cleaned them up as best we could, but they were in okay condition. They still sold for 95 US dollars, giving us 76 US dollars after Posh fees, or around $96 Canadian. And yeah, a really good profit. What's that, like a $70 profit or something? Love it. Which is, yeah, what I expect from that brand. So that was the US sales over $50 that I consider notable for Q1. So January, February, March, other than the 10 that were mostly actually in January that were from that top 10 profiting video. Let's go into the Canadian sales. I'll maybe add more than $60 because then we don't have to go through all of them, and like, this video is really long already. So the first sale we had in January that was like notable sale was this Carven Magenta Scallop neckline sleeveless midi dress with a side slit. Carven is a like designer, almost luxury brand. This would have been a very expensive dress. I got this at a consignment store for $20 because no one wanted it there, and we sold it for $80. So that gave us $64 or a $44 profit, which is much easier to figure out on Canada, isn't it? No conversions. Love it. Next was the Nuitags Bryn Walker short sleeve bobby dress in a Rio print watercolor t-shirt dress. I just threw words at that. In a size large. So it was Nuitags Bryn Walker. Bryn Walker can be a good brand. It depends what you're paying for it, really. But because this was Nuitags, I was quite confident in it. I think the original price is like $150 to $200. So loved that. This sold for $75 in our Canadian closet, giving us $60 after Posh fees. And I also paid around $20 for this. So love that. Next was a Tory Burch Diana rubber riding boot in a size 6 in black/almond. These were from our consignment client, and they sold for $75. So we split the $60 with her. We didn't have cost of goods. Hopefully good for her as well. Secondhand, you know, best we can do, and I thought it was awesome. Next was an Icebreaker men's black merino loft jacket in a size large. This, I remember, it was kind of like a puffer jacket, but it wasn't very thick puffer, if that makes sense. I got this at Value Village for $15. I don't know if like they didn't know it was Icebreaker. I don't know why, actually. I just know I did. And it sold for $70. So that gives us 55 Canadian dollars after posh fees, or around a $40 profit. Icebreaker. Never lets me down. I just love it. Next was a Desidual denim folk patchwork busy embroidered 3/4 sleeve mini dress in a size EU40. This sold for 68 Canadian dollars, giving us 50. And I think I paid up for this. I think I paid 25. So that gave us our $25 profit, only just, but still makes the cut. Next was a pair of Nike Air Force One low crushed velvet tea berry / tea berry. Nice that I included that. Bordeaux sneakers in a size 8.5. We got these, I do believe I'm sure we got these at Value Village. I do believe they were $25 as well, but because they were Nike Air Force, I thought it would be fine. They did sell for $72, giving us $53.64 after posh fees, or around a $28-ish profit. Only just made it again, but that's kind of what I expected. Next was a Madewell navy blue floral print faux wrap dress in a US XL. This sold for $62, giving us $44.80 after posh fees. And I remember buying this for about $16 or $17. Because I remember Ethan and me arguing about whether or not it was worth it. And I was like, it is. It's a dress. It's a midi maxi dress. It'll be worth it. So, $26 profit. See? It made it as well. Next was a BA and SH, which is designer brand Jenny ruffle detail long sheer sleeve top. This sold for $88, giving us $66.37 of Canadian dollars after posh fees. And we bought this at a consignment store for under $25 for sure, probably under 20, which would give us 66 minus say about 20 bucks, $46 profit, or like $40 to $46 profit. Awesome. Love it. Next, this took forever to sell. This dress we had for quite a long time. It was the Kooples red lace illusion neck mini dress in a size small. It sold for $65. I have had the Kooples dresses before. They're very hit or miss. Sometimes they take a while to sell, but they do retail for like $300 to $450. They're worth picking up, but you might have to sit on them. Be careful with the style, things like that. This one did end up selling for $65, which was awesome because it was $15 at a consignment store, which is nice. That means we made $37 profit, I think. 52 after posh fees. It went well after a long time as well. So a lot of these are bolos, but bolos with cautions, and aren't all the bolos with cautions. Moving on. Okay, this one is a Free People Be the One Sage combo jumpsuit. Free People, I don't know, has like a hard time selling sometimes with a consignment store. Fine by me. This was $12. Yes. So it was $12. We sold it for $75, $60 after posh fees, or like a $48 profit, which is fantastic, especially for Free People. I think it was definitely aided. This was a size 10. So it was a full-length jumpsuit, and it was a size 10, so I was confident that paying $12 would pay off, and lo and behold, it did. Here we are at the day where we sold the Hermes shoes and the Burberry black leather tall boots. Great sales day for us. Again, you can check out the top 10 sales videos for those, but also that day, what sold that I didn't tell you guys about was this Alice and Olivia Gabby beaded silk mini dress in a size 2. I remember paying $30 for this at a consignment store, honestly, a very long time ago. So don't know why this took so long to sell. I have a picture of Kendall Jenner, or one of the Jenners is in it. I have a picture of like some other red carpet person in it. Why did it take so long? I don't know. It sold for $84, giving us $63.17 after posh fees, or a $33 profit, I believe, which is good. I was hoping it would sell over 100, but it's still a good profit. So happy that happened, and happy to have all those sales in one day. It was fantastic. Here we have a pair of Prada shoes, and they also speak to what I was saying earlier about Prada shoes. So these were Prada brown slingback buckle open toe heels in a size EU39. They sold for $75, giving us $58.95 after posh fees, and we did only pay $20 for these. So I was like, okay, well, for $20, yeah, I have to pick up Prada. But I was worried about these, and this is kind of the last experiment I did with Prada shoes. But it did actually end up going quite well still because we made $58.95 after fees. So that's around a $38 profit, which is great. And the person left a note saying, gorgeous shoes, packaging was the best, and note enclosed was brilliant. Thank you so much. Yay! I'm glad someone reads the notes. Next was this Staring at Stars Anthropologie Cream and Black Reversible Cardigan. I'm talking about this because it's Anthropologie and because I got it at Value Village for something under $10, but it sold for $52. So that's really good, especially for Staring at Stars. So I wanted to highlight it because it was substantial, it's reversible, it's like a good knit, and it was in good condition. So I think all those things are why I felt comfortable paying $10 for something that's just from Anthropologie, and it did end up selling for $52, giving us $41.60 or a $30 profit, which is fantastic as far as I'm concerned for an Anthropologie item. Another pair of the Nasser wedges, these sold for 126 Canadian, giving us 97 or a $50 profit. These were a size EU39. This is a Ted Baker Flore off-white but notched neckline dress. It says in a US 4. Oh shoot, that's not accurate. It was in a Ted Baker size 4, so that would have been in a large. But I did tag it as a US size 4. That was my mistake, but this person got it, and I think they got the size right because they rated it 5 stars. Whoopsies, don't do that. Anyway, this sold for $99, giving us $79.20 after fees, and I paid around what they always charge me on their clearance days, $30 at a consignment store. So giving us around a $39 profit. Next, we have an Alexander McQueen bodycon printed mini dress in a size small. This sold for $100, giving us $80 after fees, and I actually didn't do great on this. I had this for a very long time. I overvalued it. Someone should have paid me more for this. Is the stance I still hold? Okay? Okay. But we paid $60 for this at a Value Village one time. So we made $20 profit. Not our best profit, but still a good sale. I would do that again today, so I don't even know what to tell you. I'm just gonna keep making that mistake. I think Alexander McQueen's worth more than that, and this particular flip didn't go well, but I'm not using that as my benchmark because I've had lots of Alexander McQueen stuff sell much better, so I'm stubborn. Okay, next was a beige, white and red tape M logo embroidered sleeve pullover hoodie in a size small, probably like a 1 in beige. This sold for $60, giving us $47.16 after fees, and that was entirely free to us because it was donated. So that was just a huge win in our books. Honestly, I might have, if I'd sourced this, I might have pushed higher, but when someone sent me a $60 offer for something that I got for free, I can't say no to that. So here we are. Next was a pair of Ultra Core black and silver pop performance leggings in a skull print collab with SoulCycle, apparently. Cool. These were really cool. I keep picking up Ultra Core leggings. They sold for $79, giving us $59.24 after posh fees and minus the $20-ish cost of goods. I think it was $15, but that would be a $39 profit, which is fantastic. Yeah, Ultra Core is a great bolo, and I recommend it. And that's all I have to say. Next is a New Tags Theory sweater dress with a flared hem in deep navy in a size small. It was New Tags. So I bought this at Value Village, and I don't know why, but they only had it for $30. Normally, if something's New Tags Theory and the price tag was on it, $245 price tag, they usually price it up to like $50. But they didn't. This was $30. So that worked out great for me. It sold for $116, giving us $88.77 or a $58 profit. Here's some more fun things. This is a Stuart Weitzman olive green suede lowland skimmer thigh-high boots in a size 6.5. Ooh, 6.5. But still, these were fantastic. I think these were the ones we sourced. So I actually think that I paid $90 for these. But it worked out because they sold for $225, giving us $180 after posh fees, or doubling the money, a $90 profit. And you know, I love a $90 profit. So I'm not mad at it. Not mad at it at all. I think the size, the 6.5, might have been pushing it, which is fair. This is a very common flip for us. Fly London yarn. I wonder if that's what I meant to say. Dark brown leather low wedge lace up ankle booties in a size 8. Super common flip for us. We got these at Value Village. I believe they would have been $15-ish, give or take 5. And they sold for $76, giving us $57.12 after fees. And let's say they were 20 just in case. That gives us a $37 profit. Super common thing to happen with Fly Londons. Yeah, I'll do that all day too. Next, we sold a Versace Silk Square Zebra Jacquard Foulard scarf in turquoise blue. It's a zebra! Do you see it? It's so pretty. This sadly only sold for $100, I think, because it's a scarf. It did sell on eBay once, but then the person never paid. And I was like, screw you, person. So this person bought it for $100, giving us $80, and this was a consignment item. So we split this $40 for the consignment client and $40 for us, which is a fantastic deal, in my opinion. Also a fantastic deal for whoever bought that, because that would have been like a $400 scarf or something. Next, a Rachel Comey dress. This took forever to sell, but when it did sell, it sold for a lot. So Rachel Comey gray silk pleated high neck knee length dress in a size large. This sold for $145, giving us $113.97 after posh fees and probably a shipping discount in there. I paid too much for this at the consignment store. I paid $70. So what is that in profit? It's still our benchmark, but like I don't usually pay $70 hoping to get. I thought this would sell for over $200. I was wrong, and honestly, I've cooled a lot on Rachel Comey. It's still a Bolo brand, but like, let's not pay up quite that much, essentially. So learn from my mistakes and don't pay up that much for it, but it did still eventually sell for $145, which is double what I paid. But yeah, $114 minus 70, $43 profit. Fine. That's less profit than what I put into it, you know? I don't love that flip, but it's good for you guys to know that that can happen. That can happen to me with the profit thing, and also that a Rachel Comey dress can sell for that much. Ooh, next. I love this piece. Okay, this was a Miriam Nasir Zadeh. Awesome Bolo brand. Marina puff sleeve Victorian style blouse in blue and white polka dot. Super cute blouse in a US size 4. This sold for $110 for a blouse. That means that's a great Bolo brand. Usually if something's selling over $100, it's a jacket, a purse, shoes, or a dress. This is just a shirt. To be fair, it's a super cute shirt. But that just speaks to how good of a Bolo brand this is to me. I only paid $30 for this at a consignment store. So I was thrilled with that. We made $86.46 after fees and $56 profit. Yes, amazing, glorious. These ones were a Schutz Quedera crocodile embossed white leather pump mules. Yikes. In a size 7. Schutz with a Z can be, really good, can be kind of sitting around for a while, but I found a photo of a Kardashian wearing these, so I picked them up, and they were only like $11 or something at Value Village, which was fantastic because they did sell for $63, giving us $46.44 after posh fees, and so that was an awesome sale. Ooh, here's a great sale. Christian Louboutin, purple patent leather heels with red bottoms. I always add that as like a keyword, red bottoms, in a size 37.5. And then I put a star and I put worn because they were. And so because these were so worn, we paid $50 or $60 at a consignment store. And like, you can make a profit off of that, even if it's worn. They were pretty worn. But they still sold for $155, giving us $121 after posh fees and maybe shipping discount. So $120, let's say I paid $60, that's a $60 profit. So I still knew it was a safe bet, but that's why they were so cheap at the consignment store, is because they were worn AF. And so no one wanted them, but we cleaned them up as best we could. And they're still Louboutins, like if you want a pair and you only have to pay $150 for them. I think it was a good deal for everyone all around. The consignment store got rid of them. We got to sell them and made $60 profit. Someone got cheap Louboutins and cute purple heels. I think it works out great. Next was an Alley Golden washed black linen blend wide leg cropped jumpsuit with pockets in a size large. This was from one of our consignment clients, so this was a great item to have. It got so much attention and likes on both closets. It ended up selling for $70 on the Canadian closet, so that gave us $56 after posh fees to split with our consignment client. So we didn't have cost of goods into that, but I thought it was worth mentioning because I'd never heard of that brand before. Linen jumpsuits, people, they are popular. Next, we got this Zadig and Voltaire black trusty deluxe sequin covered short sleeve t-shirt in a size small. I'm 90% sure I got this at a Value Village, but I kind of forget what for. I don't know. I'm sorry. Let's assume 20, but it could have been more and it could have been less. Let's assume 25. Okay. Which would have then only given us a $20 profit, but this did sell for $60. So giving us 48 after posh fees or around a $22 minimum profit, which is pretty good. I would pick that up again, so I don't know what to tell you. Sometimes it's just luck of how much they're charging you, whether or not the profit works out great. But it did, so I'm happy. Okay, next. Lululemon Restful Intention sweater in black, heathered core dark gray, in a size approximate large. It was pretty big. I got this in a haul. I will tell you what I paid for it in the haul. I don't fully remember. I want to say like $17. I got a lot of Lulu that day. It was a good haul. Anyway, this sold for $60, giving us 48 after fees. So if it was $17, that'd be around a $30 profit. I'd buy this all day, every day. It was modern looking, it was cozy, it was substantial, and it wasn't over $25. That's what I was looking for. I put it in my cart right away, and yeah, like I thought, it gave me about a $25, $30 profit. So fantastic. Do you guys want to hear about a failure? I don't want to talk about it. Okay, fine. Actually, I think we made a profit on these, but I'm so upset about it. We sold a pair of a 9 Bing Candice Relax Fit tropical print cream and white shorts. Sold these for $50. Do not sell a 9 Bing for less than $100, but we did because no one would buy them. And summer was approaching, and I was like, we've had these for a while, man. I can't do it. So sometimes you do have to take your losses and go with it and just swallow your pride. You can't just hold on to something forever because you're like, it's worth this. Yes, but it is also only worth what someone's going to pay for it. So someone set us an offer for $50. We'd had them for so long that I was like, fine, take them. So that gave us $39.30 after fees, which I believe is a $19.30 profit because I know I paid $20. I was expecting these to sell for $100 when I paid $20, and they should have. And so just this went wrong, but that's what happens sometimes when you're reselling. You're taking bets on clothes, and sometimes the bets don't work out. You're doing your best to educate yourself on these bets, but some shoppers don't want to pay you for 9 Bing shorts. I suppose it's fair. You can't tell they're a 9 Bing from the outside. You can just tell they're cute shorts, but still. Next was a vintage 1990s snowsuit from Wannabe brand, like a onesie, a ski jumpsuit in purple, yellow, and green. This thing was epic. It came to us from a consignment client, and it sold for 120 Canadian dollars. That gave us $94.32 that we split in half with that consignment client. I will take and sell vintage ski jumpsuits all day long. And yeah, I liked that very much. Next, we have a pair of Lululemon Switch Speed HR Tights 28-inch in like a green camo print. These were in a size 4 and they were quite recent. They sold for $70, giving us $56 after fees. And I paid $25 for those at a consignment store. So that gave us a $30 profit, which is, yeah, pretty much like that's what I want to happen when I pay $25 for Lululemon leggings at a consignment store. So that went quite well. Next was a Rails Nuitags Ariel Rouge Berry Stripe Sleeveless Ruffle Midi dress, this size small. This sold for $100, giving us $80 or $78.60. That was something we picked up at a consignment store that we luckily got to source for $30. Well below its value, but only ended up making a $38. Okay, fine, that's a lot. A $38 profit off of that, but I'm still happy with that, and I would probably do it again. Next was an Ulla Johnson Gretchen Ruffle Asymmetrical Hem Midi Skirt in pink and white. This sold in a US size 2. This sold for $99, giving us $79.20 after posh fees and tax on posh fees, apparently. Anyway, we bought this at a consignment store. I don't remember what for, but it was Ulla Johnson, so I would have paid, honestly, I would have paid up to $40 for this. So I don't know what I did pay. I'm assuming somewhere around 30. If we assume it was 40 though, then that would give us a $39 profit. So doubled the money almost. And if it was 30, then more than that. Regardless, Ulla Johnson, hopefully you know, giant bolo brand, amazing. Pick it up every time. If it's a dress, you can pay up to 40. Yeah, you can pay $70 for an Ulla Johnson dress. It should sell over 100, well over 100. Next, we have a smash and test, the Jilly jumpsuit in light gray medium, a collab with Jillian Harris. Have I mentioned this to you before? Yes, but it's been a while. Anything collabed with Jillian Harris is money, so buy it. But of course, it didn't actually say that anywhere on this, and I just bought it as a smash and test jumpsuit, so this worked out well for me. It's a size medium. It sold for $64, and we got it for 17 or 18, whatever they're always pricing them at Value Village. So that gave us $51.20 after Posh fees and like a $30 profit. Fantastic, love it, would do it all day long. Next, a pair of John Fluvog Danny slip-on black leather hair, because there was hair on them, you know, like horsehair or whatever. Pointed toe heels in a size 8. These sold for $130, giving us $102 after Posh fees, and I paid $50 for these at a consignment store, which I was quite confident in because they're John Fluvogs and they always sell over $100 for me. So I was like, yes, which is great because then we made a $50 profit. I love John Fluvogs. The weirder the better. John Fluvogs. Someone put a $180 dress and then canceled that. So that hurt my feelings. I let them cancel it. They were like, please cancel this. And I was like, you sent me that offer, you bitch. But I can't, whatever. This is the last one. Awesome sale. This was a Jean-Paul Gaultier maroon tiered ruffled tulle flared midi skirt in a size EU 40. Jean-Paul Gaultier, awesome polo brand, super designer thing. This is a super cool skirt. It had like 30 likes. Yeah, I had 24 likes on this closet. So I don't know how many on the other closet. A lot. It sold for $150, giving us $120 after fees. And I remember only paying like $20 to $35 for this, which is, I don't know. It did have a snag, but it was on one of the lower layers of the skirt. So like you can't even see it when you're wearing it. So I just disclosed it and it was awesome. Someone did buy it for $150, giving us $120 or like a $60, $70, $80, $90 profit. That's amazing. That's amazing. That was a no-brainer for me. Jean-Paul Gaultier, yes, all day, every day. The end. Okay, great. So, wow, that took forever. That was our Q1 bread and butter sales. So now we're done from January to March. I'm going to make an April sales video and then we'll be all caught up. So, although I say that a lot and then it like takes me a few months to make it again, but those were a bunch of sales over $50. Hopefully you guys learned from those sales and those brands and some of my commentary made some sense. If it did, if you learned something or if you learned a new brand, if you learned a new tidbit, hit that like button down below. And if you hit subscribe, then I will have enough serotonin to get me through the week. So please do it. Bye.